What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Golden 83, and I am here to do a Heart's Desire reading for the sign of Cancer. Okay, Cancer, you guys are third this week on the Zodiac lineup. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Remember, you guys, these are general messages, not personal, so take what resonates and pass the rest to the next. Okay. So let's go ahead and get started, you guys. Hopefully, you are familiar with the reading. You know how this goes. We're going to do one from the top for your present energy, one from the bottom for your past energy, and then one energetically from the middle in regards to your future energy. Okay. Took me a minute there. I was kind of getting a little sidetracked to pick another card, so there's probably multiple energies in your sign right now. Um, you know, you will have to share your energy with others, especially if there's others that have like Cancer and other placements in their birth chart. So hopefully you don't mind. We'll look at the bottom of the deck momentarily to see what the overall outcome is. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into your reading. Okay. So we have one here that is the Nine of Pentacles to start, okay, for your present energy. All right. Then we have the Judgment card for your past energy, okay. And then we have the Knight of Wands for your future energy, okay. So one thing I will say, Cancer, if I remember correctly with the readings from yesterday for your Dreamcatcher read, you had Nine of Pentacles in the same spot. Okay, so it it feels like you're holding down. I think it was you guys, um, where you're kind of like it's either between you or Leo. Um, it was either between you or Leo because I know there was a Seven of Pentacles as well. But I think it was you guys that had the nine because it was like everybody progressed with uh, the the numbers progressed. Libra had a Knight of Pentacles, then I think Leo had the Seven of Pentacles, and now you guys, and then you guys had the Nine of Pentacles. So it was progression throughout the readings yesterday. And so it's nice to see that you have this Nine of Pentacles again with this peacock here, okay? Really just kind of finding yourself and stability, okay, presently. You feel secure, okay, possibly in your finances or who you are as a person, okay. Um, and I think it's had to do with, of course, leading into your past and kind of slowly progressing to this future placement energy. So in the past, there was this Judgment card, okay? Whenever this Judgment card comes out, you know, it's like two mirrors or two pathways kind of beaming towards each other, okay, between two mountains, and you kind of see the sun and the moon both in one spot together, okay? And so possibly in the past, maybe you took the time to kind of judge yourself in a sense of what it is that you truly want out of life, okay. Maybe, you know, like it's like pretty straightforward in the sense of passing judgment on ourselves before anyone else can, okay. And pretty much knowing who you are as a person, okay. Both of these are pretty much looking at each other the way these cards are laid out, okay. You have the Knight of Wands looking, you know, directly at this Judgment card, and you have the peacock aimed here as well, okay. Now for some of you, you may want to presently be a little bit more secure within yourself, okay, because of things that have transpired in the past, okay. Or again, it could be a situation of someone possibly peering in and placing judgment on you in the past and being able to see through you, okay. And it could be someone, that you try to present yourself as put together, and you could come off in the future as something different, okay? Or possibly in the past, okay? Because again, these readings are timeless. So at any given point in time, things could have already transpired by the time you see this reading, okay? Or is to come. But future placement is this Knight of Wands, okay? Knight of Wands, as you can see, he's got his wand in his hand, okay? We gonna keep it PG. But it obviously insinuates a little bit something, in a ways of the Knight of Wands usually gets maimed as the player, if you will, okay? And so while he's very dapper, here he's very youthful. The same can be said if it's the Princess of Wands, okay? Someone who's very flirty and flirtatious, okay? And so, again, you get to this point where you're kind of secure within yourself, possibly, okay, Cancers. You get secure in yourself with this Nine of Pentacles because you've done some self-reflecting on who you really are as a person, and possibly being secure enough to, get back into the dating world, if you will, okay, or really presenting yourself as your true self, okay. So whatever you were, like I said, I feel like in the past possibly you were someone that you weren't, okay. And kind of a fabrication, if you will. Everyone always perceives their, wants a person to perceive the representation that they want you to see, okay. And so then after you get to know them, you finally get to see the true version of them, okay. So it's like fall in love with this fake version of me and then see how I come out later, okay. Now, for some of you, this may not be about you. This could be in regards to a person. This is a heart's desire reading, so you could be desiring someone, and they come off as very secure, with very stable, mature energy, if you will, okay. But in all actuality, there's some judgment to be had, or was had, based on the past, and then eventually showing you their true colors, okay? Or just becoming a little bit more playful, if you will, okay? You try to keep it as mature as possible, but then you let a little bit more personality show, okay? So that seems to be the gist of it. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck for you guys, Cancer. So we have another knight. We have a Knight of Swords, okay? Knight of Swords. Difference here with the overall outcome coming out as the Knight of Swords. It is facing a different way. It's opposing. It's got its back to the Knight of Wands, okay? Wands is movement, okay? And swords, in the way I read, okay? Not everybody reads the same, but movement with this Knight of Wands, words with the Knight of Swords, okay? And so you could have this overall outcome of someone, speaking truth in the sense of, like, I can match your energy in the sense of being a little bit more mature. Maybe future wise, you find yourself in this dating phase, but you're very open about what it is that you want out of a relationship, okay? Or just in general, it doesn't have to be a relationship, it could be something else, but I more so feel a relationship vibe, okay? And so maybe you end up speaking some truth on something, okay? So or someone speaks truth to you, okay, about how they perceive you, okay? So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into these clarifiers. We have one from the top for the Nine of Pentacles, one from the bottom for the past, for Judgment, and then we have one energetically from the middle. And I think I'm going to go here with it. if I can get to it, uh, for the Knight of Wands, and then we'll look at the bottom of the deck to clarify this Knight of Swords, okay, for the overall outcome. So let's see what we have for you guys, Cancer. We have the High Priestess, okay. Then we have the Queen of Emotions, okay, Queen of Cups. And then we have the Empress, okay. So let's get into this. this second row here for your clarifiers is very deep, okay. So 9 of Pentacles, okay, earth energy mixed with this High Priestess presently, okay. And so with the High Priestess, as you can see here, her hand has kind of like the eye, if you will. Her third eye is illuminated. She's holding a moon pointing inward to her palm, okay. And this blue cloak on that is kind of like covering her eye on one side, and the other side of her face is open. Her hair is kind of like wisping through the winds, okay. And so I feel like matched with this 9 of Pentacles, it feels as though that inner knowing, if you will. The High Priestess is always considered as all-knowing or all-seeing, if you will, okay? And so, like I said, presently presenting yourself to someone who could possibly see right through that, okay? They know that there's something underlining with you, okay? We always can show someone that we're secure, but in all actuality, there's more to us, okay? There's more layers, okay? We seem and can always seem put together, but really aren't, okay? And it, like I said, it's either you or someone that you're dealing with that you can see that there's more to them underneath, okay? So that's the present, okay? Now, let's move into the past, okay? Past energy, past placement is the Queen of Emotions, Queen of Cups with the Judgment card, okay? So Queen of Cups is the counterpart to the King of Cups, okay? And is very mature in her feelings, okay? She doesn't do anything irrationally, okay? Or the energy of this card per se, okay? I love this Queen of Cups card because it's very vibrant in color. Of course, dealing with water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, you have like a woman walking through the ocean with birds behind her, kind of above this woman that is very aquatic, and has like jellyfish swimming around her, fish, and kind of this beautiful kind of lotus flower, if you will, at the crown, okay? And so she thinks first, before she acts, okay? And so in the past, it could have been someone who you may have caused to pass judgment on you or you to them. I feel like it could be the other way around. Cancer, maybe you to someone else, okay? Where you might have passed judgment on someone based off of either what you couldn't see or what you've experienced in your own past, okay? Kind of a mixture of Libra, so you could have some Libra in your chart, but in the sense of not moving irrationally, not getting your hopes up too high, because, in the past, either people have passed judgment on you or vice versa, okay? And so this Queen of Cups energy shows someone who's very reserved, and can, again, with that crown chakra being kind of illuminated with this like very big and bold, like pink and yellowish lotus flower, I feel as though it is like using your discernment basically and kind of remembering little red flags, things of that nature, okay? And so you may have been a little bit passive aggressive towards someone before giving them a chance. Okay, so you might have, prejudged them before really getting to know them. But again, presently, you're secure enough in yourself to know the difference, or when to jump ship, or when something doesn't feel right. Okay, so future, we have the Empress to this Knight of Wands. Okay, and this Empress is pretty much illuminating out of her heart space the universe as it is. Okay, the Empress is again the counterpart to the Emperor, so boss like status, but really the nurturer in the sense of, empathy, things of that nature. That is what the Empress embodies. Okay, the Empress is usually pregnant, with ideas, creativity, things of that nature. Okay, however, in the future placement that we have here with the Knight of Wands, it gives me this vibe of like, look, I'm an Empress compared to you, BSing around. Okay. And so that's possibly how you come off to this person in the future. Okay, does an Empress really play with a clown? No. Okay, you want something a little bit more serious. Okay, now if it's your vibe, where you have the ability of, you know being playful, you have a playful side to you, but you also, um, have a nurturing side as well, and want something that's a mature love, if you will. Okay, so it's like it's fun for the moment, but you want something that's going to lead into something a little bit more. Okay, so I feel like there's a seriousness that's going to occur with this Knight of Swords coming up. Okay, so and that could be, like I said, either you or, someone telling you what it is that they want. Okay, and what they see in you. Okay, and they possibly see this Empress within you. Okay, or you in them. Get in where you fit in. Okay, now Page of Inspiration is at the bottom of the deck, with this Knight of Swords. Okay, um, and the Princess of Swords is up underneath. Okay, so, again, you could be in this dating vibe, Cancer. Okay, or a little bit too many too many energies around you is what I'm feeling. Okay, this Knight of Swords with this Page of Emotions, Page of Inspiration, Page of Wands, is pretty much the possibility of you starting over. Okay, in the sense of, you know what, or someone else deciding that it's not going to work. Okay, it may be a situation of not going to work in the current state that the connection is in now, but let's start over, in a sense of, I maybe prejudged you. Okay, so you may, or they may have saw you as this player type person, but possibly sees underneath that you could be a little bit more than that. Okay, so maybe wanting a new start, is where it leads to. Okay, so, and I can only hope that for you if that's what you want. If that's not what you want, then that means you're ready to start anew somewhere else. Okay, so it just all depends on you, Cancer. That's why, and it feels like there's some, I'm surprised Two of Pentacles didn't show up, in the sense of being kind of, or Two of Wands, in regards to being a little bit indecisive, about what you want to do. Four of Inspiration is up underneath, though. I just wanted to peek to see. Is up underneath, which is Four of Wands up underneath the Page of Wands. So that is a good sign, okay, in regards to kind of just breaking the ice and being honest. Someone is going to be honest with someone with some mature communication about what they want. and it looks like they want a relationship, but they want to start over in the sense of, you know, accidentally prejudging you or maybe acting overzealous, okay, in a situation because maybe they've never met someone like you or vice versa that is very mature, okay? Now, let's go ahead and see what's at the bottom of the deck for your Heart's Oracle reading to see what the final decision or what is to come. We have the number 8, helpless and hopeless. I swear, because I've been going back and forth in your reading about whether or not if it's you, Cancer, or someone else in regards to you, okay? So we have number 8. 8 in for me stands for some form of balance, okay? And when you turn the number 8 to the side, it turns into an infinity symbol, okay? So here we have someone standing looking towards the sun, and it's almost reminiscent. If you really take a look, I'm gonna hold it up for you. We have trust up underneath, okay? So it might be you that needs to trust, okay, in this person, okay, after, you know, going back and forth with yourself. Look at how this judgment is kind of mirroring a little bit this oracle card, okay, of helpless and hopeless, okay. 2 mountains, okay, and a path going straight forward, but there's also 2 staircases as well. So it feels like there's, you know, a path that needs to be chosen, okay. If you went straight ahead, you can trudge through this sand, okay. But nonetheless, I feel as though, you know, while it still may be 2 different pathways, it's obviously one, you know, one way forward, okay? But in a sense, it could be 3 because it looks like a valley. It's just about what you want to do. Trudge through the sand or go up one of these pathways, okay? So let's go into the book and let's see what your additional messages are. $131 equaling out to 5. Some form of change is occurring, okay, in the sense of maybe a change in the ability to trust in someone for once that you know is possibly the best counterpart to you, okay? And it could, if it's not just one particular person, it could be a multitude of people, okay? But it says helpless and hopeless. Your keywords are restricted, obstacles, powerless, and action. While the title of this card may sound bleak, don't let it scare you. This card arrives as a wake-up call to adjust your thinking about a situation or relationship. You may feel that obstacles have been placed in your way, preventing you from achieving your dreams around love. You may think that your situation is beyond hope and that you are powerless to improve it. Nothing could be further from the truth. However, all that is required is a willingness to take action. Assess your current state of affairs and decide what needs to change. Then take decisive steps to make those changes and move yourself into a position of empowerment. By taking action, you take charge of the situation. Feel the power in that. Recognize that you do have the ability to create the relationships of your dreams. Nothing can hold you back unless you let it. Take charge, step into your power, and watch your relationships flourish. Okay? So, Cancer, please, if you need to, rewind, run that shit back, okay? And rewind and listen to that, okay? And remember that this trust card is right up underneath this, okay? So it's time for you to change your way of thinking and move forward in a sense of empowerment, okay? This Nine of Pentacles, okay? Yes, you know what you've been through in the past, and maybe this other person knows that as well, okay? And they understand, where you're coming from. And they can understand you may have some, pre notions about them, but they're not like anyone else, okay? They have proven that to you with this Queen of Emotions, okay? And they see more in you than what you see, okay? Or what you want them to see, okay? It's time for you to get a little bit serious about what you want out of the connection, okay? So, with that being said, let's get into this Power of Surrender deck, okay, to get your final message of support. I'll give this 3 shuffles as well. And we'll cut by 3s. And we'll refer to the bottom of the deck for your message. Okay. So what we have for you, Cancer, is surrender to play. Surrender to play. Okay. It says take a break from overthinking a goal. Do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. Okay. So for others of you, you've been, kind of overworking a little bit, maybe it's time for you to surrender to play. Okay. So take a break from overthinking a goal. So this is for a totally different set of Cancers. Like I said, you're going to have to share your energy sometimes. Sun sign Cancers with other placements, okay? Unfortunately, I can't control what what messages come out for particular energies, okay, as everything gets crossed at some point, okay? So surrender to play. You may be overthinking even this relationship situation because you're scared of, embarking on something that's real, okay? So kind of take notice to that. Like I said, run that message back one more again, okay? Cancers, so you can kind of really hone that in and kind of meditate on that, okay? So Cancers, we only have 2 more readings left this week, so until then, peace.